serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman.
So this serpent, the so-called white man, cast lies out of his mouth through his media after the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
That he might cause the 12 tribes of Israel to be carried away in lies. Go ahead.
And the earth helped the woman.
And the earth helped the woman. The earth helped the woman. Get Psalms, was it 85:11? So his purpose, according to God, is to carry the 12 tribes of Israel away. Carry us away into what? His lies. All right, what was the latest holiday?
It is the destruction of Nicanor, right? And it's where on the Judas Maccabees, Nicanor, he wanted to tear down the temple and to destroy the Jews. So he got killed, and they hung up his head and took out his tongue and they chopped him up.
Okay. And that's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. You heard that? That's it. That devil said he was going to tear down the temple. The Most High put the spirit on Judas to kill him, cut his head off, cut his tongue out, made an example of, hung his head up, fed his tongue to the birds. Yeah, that's a glorious day. And his right arm that he pointed, had the nerve to point at the temple and say, I will tear that down. God said, God, the loving God of Israel said, cut his arm off and hang it up. Cut his tongue out, feed it to the birds, and cut his head off. That's a loving God, not my Jesus. Yes! So now, who can tell me about tonight's High Holy Day? Gideon, where is he? Gideon. Go ahead. What is tonight's High Holy? Now, write this down. I want everyone who has not read it should read 2 Maccabees chapter 14 and 15. That explains the destruction of Nicanor. 2 Maccabees 14 and 15. That will be your homework. You wrote that down, Gaba? I know you're thinking, when I say write it, people think I'm joking. Looking at me like I got 4 heads. Give it to Levi. Officer Levi, let me hear him. Now you're right.
The history of Esther, when you read the book of Esther, there was this Edomite named Haman. He was set on destroying the Jews simply because Mordecai, the uncle of Esther, did not want to bow down to him when he was promoted by the king of Xerxes. For that, he was plotting a bunch of wicked devices to kill the Jews. But thanks to the Most High revealed his plot, and Esther, combined with Mordecai, they revealed the whole truth to the king, and the king killed him and hanged him with his own devices. Okay. So therefore the Jews put together the day of Purim.
What tribe was Mordecai?
Mordecai was from the tribe of Benjamin. Very good, very good. Very good
emphasis. We're going to read that this evening. But before we get into that, we're going to go to Psalm 64. Before we get into the history of Esther, we're going to touch on something that's in the news. Let's start off with Psalm 64. Read that for me. Who's reading for me? Isaac.
Psalm 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Now, the first thing you got to acknowledge when you're reading this is that we have enemies. You cannot be in this truth and not understand that as the nation of Israel, we have enemies. Go ahead.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Stop. As the nation of Israel, this is prophecy. There is secret counsels against the nation of Israel. Secret counsels. Whether some people call it the Illuminati, okay, where they got the what they call the Rothschilds, those super rich families and all that. The Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, DuPonts, Vanderbilts, who else was that? Rockefellers. Those are super rich families who have secret counsel against Israel. Read it again.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Go ahead.
who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Right, and they do it in secret. How? Bezalel, how? How do they shoot at us in secret?
They put things out through Christianity, through our education, through the school education system.
Like what?
Like with Christianity, you know, they exalt the image of Caesar Borgia.
Okay.
They promote homosexuality. They push it towards our people by putting churches on every corner. In the education system, they're trying to dilute the school books and take out slavery from the books. So we'll have a disconnect from Deuteronomy 28.
Okay.
Things like that.
I like that. Ramai, you gonna add to that?
They do it secret. They do things secretly, like provide welfare. They provide housing and all these Section 8, and they make it seem advantageous to the people and actually destroys the family unit. So that's how they do things in secret.
Right. I like that too. That's very good. Very good. They changed our nationalities. All of that. All that's what they did in secret. Because when they destroyed us as a nation, they didn't have to change our nationality. They did all that stuff in secret. Read that again, Isaac.
Psalm 64, verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
And they don't fear when they shoot at us. Go ahead.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
That word privily means secretly. They commune, they discuss, they counsel of laying traps secretly. That's what it's saying. Go ahead.
They say, who shall see them?
They say, who shall see them? Who's going to know that we're doing these wicked devices against these people? Nobody will even imagine such a thing. That's why Revelation 17:5, this place is called what? Mystery. Babylon the Great. Because when the things that Bezalel and Ramaiah mentioned as being wicked devices against us, our people be like, no, that's some good stuff. Welfare, Section 8, housing, that's good. Education. Now, then we try to explain that it's all wicked, what they've done to us. They can't see it. They say, nah, you wrong. You guys is wrong. Go ahead.
They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
And when the white man searches out iniquities, the Bible says has a diligent search. He ain't like blacks and Latinos. You know how we half-butt stuff? We do everything half-hearted. Not Esau. They hire people. Their job, I'm gonna give you an example. Esau's job is to find out how an ant's digestive system works. He will pay that Edomite millions of dollars. That's his whole job. Dissect ants and find out how his sphincter works. How does he defecate? That's his job. So now, read that again.
They encourage them.
No, read it again.
Verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
So now when it comes to us, they do a diligent search on the things we like, what we don't like. They do a diligent search on our history, how we got to this point of where we came from. They hide. That's why they got these Bible scholars. Their whole job, let's say they got a panel, let's say there's 200 of them. They get paid through grants, billions of dollars to research this Bible. That's what they do. And another group sits down and correlates it with us. But that part is done in secret. Go ahead.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
See that? Both the inward thought of how many of them?
Of every one of them and the heart is deep.
See, some of y'all think y'all got dumb white friends. The Bible says the heart and mind of every one of them is deep. That's why you mention a topic, your Edomite friend will be 10 steps ahead of you. You mention Jesus is black. The reason he or she says that's racist is because why? Let me see who's thinking. Why is the white man the first one to say that that's racist and wrong?
Because they've done their diligent search, so they know that once, that's just the start of it, that once that comes out, that their destruction and that they're not superior to us is going to be brought out.
That's it. That's it. They're 10 steps ahead. They say, of course, in their mind, the second you say Christ is black, their mind works like this. That means Christ is black, you're black, we destroyed your people, what's going to be the outcome for us? No, we gotta shut this down. Racist! And the whole audience turns to you, racist, racist! Now you feel, oh, I shouldn't say that. They're 10 steps ahead of you. And whatever topic, you mention a topic, they already got you 10 steps ahead.
And to show you how deep they are, because that goes into what we were talking about last week, Pavlov and these psychologists. Okay, because what they've done, they have conditioned the audience. So anytime they hear that word racism, all of a sudden, they already been conditioned to shut you down. They've been tested.
Is the mic on?
Deep.
Good.
You know what they'll do also? They'll agree with you. They'll be slick and go, you're right, he is black. I believe what you believe. And they'll join your camp. Sit amongst you and start teaching the people in the congregation. Integration takes place. Then before you know it, it's a white congregation. That's what happens. That's what they do.
Now, last night, I'm channel surfing and I come across the Trinity Broadcast Network. I always scan. I like to see what my enemies are up to. So I'm looking. And I see your friend and mine, Joel Osteen. And how him and his wife, I forgot his wife's name, she looked like Barbie with the big blonde hair. They put a lot of money into a certain thing on the History Channel called the Bible. So they were talking about how all these Christians, Edomites mind you, got together to do a new series on the Bible.
Oh yeah, 5-part series.
Starts next week.
Yeah, right.
So now they show it. So I had to look this thing up. Find the series. I want the Bible. Play it up here. I want everybody to take a look at it.
God warned me. He told me to build a boat. God has spoken to me. He will lead us to a new home. He has promised descendants as numerous as the stars. Who are you? My name is Moses. God has set you free. The Lord brought us out from Egypt, promised us this land. Soon it will be ours. Jerusalem, a new home.
David, you have forged God's nation on earth.
It's a trap for all of us. They want us dead.
God's bringing disaster from Babylon!
Lady, I believe your son is the promised king of his people. What is his name?
Jesus. His name is Jesus.
He said there was trouble. The people are flocking to this wild man, John. They think he's a prophet. Some even call him the Messiah.
There is one to come who will baptize with fire. I am just a voice in the wilderness, preparing the way for the...
Lord. What are we gonna do? Change the world.
Mary! He's here! Who? Jesus! He's back!
Blessed are the poor, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
What are you saying? That you are the Messiah, the chosen one, sent by God?
It has begun.
Your hunger for righteousness will be filled through me.
5,000 came to see him. 5,000.
King comes to you riding on a donkey.
There is something unusual about him.
There is nothing unusual about him apart from his ability to cause havoc.
If the disturbances that took place today are repeated,
I will crush any rebellion.
Forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Mary, I am here.
I saw him.
Mary, maybe it was someone else.
He's back. Blessed are those who have not seen me and yet have believed. I am coming soon.
Well, alrighty then. So now, this is a new series. Now, I don't know how many of you picked it up. Something shocked me when I watched this clip. Who saw what I saw? It was a person in this. Two people, actually. Nobody saw it? Yes, sir, please.
The Egyptian?
No. No, it was a person. There was two black guys.
Egyptian.
He was two black guys. And I saw one guy with dreadlocks. So I said, no. Now, I'm going to show you what they did. I want the next video, Bishop, whatever his name is. Watch the next video. They explain. Watch. Now, I pray this one plays right. Oh, wait, let's do this one. This is about Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel. Watch this, because there was a black angel there, too. Watch this. Listen good.
My name's Lonyo Engeli, and I play the guardian angel in the Bible.
Have you traveled far?
Yes, a long way. Abraham, where is your wife?
Once I was on set, I met Mark and Roma, and they pulled me to one side and they said, oh, we realise you've got some tattoos. Please, help us.
This way.
I said, yeah, there's one angel here, I've got the 7 archangels, there's 6 on my back and 1 down here. And they said, so your name's Lonyo Engeli, you have the 7 archangels and you're playing an archangel. And they looked at each other and they looked at me and they said, you do realise this is meant to be? And I kind of thought for a second, I thought, yeah, it's a bit coincidental, and I have to agree with me. I think it was meant to be. I absolutely loved my costume on the Bible, and everyone else did as well.
Step aside.
Mark and Roma were very particular about how that should look, and it looked amazing on camera.
You are safe now.
My favourite scene shooting the Bible has got to be the destruction of Sodom. When we actually get Lot and his family out, and then the destruction of the city was really epic.
Do not look back at the city of sin. Do not look back.
My hopes for the Bible are that it will be the #1 go-to show in the world for religious studies, and the way it's moving at the moment, I have no doubt that's exactly what it will be.
Okay, so now, that's part 2. We'll get to the next one in a few minutes. Give me Leviticus 19:20, please. The dude says, that Jake says, he got a tattoo of an angel on his shoulder and the 7 archangels tattooed on his back, so it's meant to be. Yeah. Shows how everything the Bible says don't do, Esau says, oh, that's a sign, it's meant to be so. Can we read that real quick?
Leviticus 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
Here it come.
Nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord.
So now, you may say to yourself, they got a black guy playing an angel. Why ain't you happy at that? I ain't happy. Now, can we show some images from Russian icons by Father Vladimir Ivanov. They had a Chinese angel there too. Did y'all see that one?
I'm aware, wrong time.
It was images, still photos. This is one of the archangels. Now, back prior to 1453, 1492, there was no paintings of Caucasian angels. It never existed. All the old paintings that you will ever find prior to 1453 are all black. Every last one of them. This, what's the name at the bottom down there? Shem, what does it say?
Central door, Anastasis, left above, Archangel Gabriel of the Annunciation.
That's the Archangel Gabriel, the one that came to Mary. Black! Always been black. Okay. Can you call the scripture and read it for us? Where we going?
Ezekiel 1.
Yep, I want to end that one. Go to Ezekiel chapter 1.
Yep, verse... Is it a point or?
I want the point.
Verse 7.
7 down to 9, right?
Yep.
Okay. Get Ezekiel 1, 7 through 9.
Ezekiel 1, verse 7. And their feet were straight feet.
Talking about the angels, go ahead.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Right, because in those, if y'all see those ninja boots, they had the split, the shoe had a split in it. Go ahead.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
And the angels sparkled like the color of burnished brass, means brass burned in a furnace. Yep. You can't get a white boy out of that. You gotta explain it. Burnished brass means brass burned in a furnace, like Revelation 1:14 says about Christ.
Exactly.
It's the same meaning. Go ahead.
And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides. And they four had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man, and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle.
So they had four, these angels had four faces. But the point we wanted was a face that looked like a man was like burnished brass. That's what we wanted out of that.
Somebody sent me a video this week about the video we put out. The soldiers video that they were rebuttaling it, saying Nate, Satan, and the Son, trying to mock us. But here you got these crackers putting up millions of dollars, and that thing, besides all the what do you call it, albino apes in there, that thing is bad.
Exactly.
You got the facts. I ain't hear a peep from Israel. Exactly. I don't hear a mouse fart.
That you're right.
You don't hear nothing.
Exactly.
But the minute we try, and our stuff compared to their stuff, they got a whole camera crew and effects studio and this and that, and we just, and we trying to put something together, and they come down on us like we Antichrist, like we saying Christ got 3 heads and all that, like it's amazing.
Their whole mission, just their whole mission is to just be the devil that the Bible speaks of and stop the truth. That's it. That's it. They're not even worth mentioning.
And it's amazing, because like you said, Josiah, like they call black people crabs in a barrel. That's exactly right. As soon as we try to do something to uplift our people, the first ones we gotta fight is dumb niggas on the corner. First one, dumb niggas on YouTube. No, you're not supposed to. And they call themselves Israelites. They're the first enemies. Before Esau opens his mouth, they sat back in council. Our slaves will do the battle for us. Just sit back and wait. Yep. Here comes dumb Negro coon. Ah! And a black woman. Ah! Stop! The first enemies. The first enemies. Now, let's watch the video. The next part of this video. Watch this. Listen good to what they say and who's doing what.
We actually get an opportunity to see the real Samson, not just his physique and his strength or what have you, but we really get to look at the spirit man. You know, we get to look at Samson discover his definitive purpose in the last minutes of his life. So Samson would manifest his strength physically a lot, but now we see him really tapping into that spirit man when he could not exercise. His strength was gone, of course, and he declared unto God, he says, you know, basically, I won't let you down if you give me my strength this one last time.
If I am yours, remember me now. Strengthen me once more.
Your God has abandoned you, Samson.
You are the man who took away my eyes. I am glad of it, for the darkness helps me think.
Your God has deserted you and taken your strength with him.
No. I can see him more clearly than ever. He wants me to destroy you all!
He was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for his cause, and it was the cause of God. Take a look. I know we read about Samson in terms of his strength and, you know, how basically he was such a conqueror and, you know, just beating up on the Philistines. But now we see Samson tap into his spirit man, where he really begins to see what God's purpose was for his life.
How did this happen? What are we gonna do? Change the world.
He will bring a new age of righteousness and justice. His power will draw all men to a new world. All people!
Well, alrighty then. Now, I'm gonna see who's thinking.
Can we get a chance to see the real?
Let me see who's thinking. The effeminate boy that spoke on Samson, what did he not mention? Abigail.
Tapping into the fact that he's black.
Right. He never mentioned in the interview that Samson was portrayed black. He said when we see the real Samson, we see the spirit man. So he just omitted the fact that they put him as black. So now a lot of you, some of you right now, women too, brothers, sitting there going, you ain't never happy over nothing. You got a black Samson, ain't you satisfied? No, I ain't satisfied.
The Philistines are white.
Huh?
The Philistines.
There's something that y'all missed.
Tell us, because we're not gonna get it.
No. Y'all gotta work your brains. No. Y'all gotta work your brains. I want the brain cells to work. Because I'm sitting here looking at it, and I know what I saw. I saw other pieces of the movie. I retained certain information about other pieces of the movie. Come on, man. Somebody else try it. Get the mic in the back room. The mic in the back. Then pass it back up to Zephaniah. I want him to try it. Come on, Zeph. Since you got a microphone, go ahead with it.
Caesar Borgia said we're going to change the world.
Okay.
Change history.
All right. Wait a minute now. Yeah, but that's not what I'm thinking. But you mentioned Caesar Borgia. Listen, what else? What else? Levi?
When you look at the Philistines, they were not black, they were Edomites.
Okay. That was another one. One more, then I'm going to just give it to you. Now I'm going to let it go. Give it to Hananiah.
They never mentioned he's an Israelite.
Well, no, that's not it. They had Mary as what? Edomite. What nation was Mary from? Okay, they had other people playing in the movie as white people. Why did they have Samson as black? That's what y'all missed. Why did they have him as black? See, this devil is the devil that the Bible speaks of, because the message behind it. The message behind it.
Like we read, he's tense. The thought of every one of them is deep.
I'm sitting up here looking at it saying, nobody gonna get this. Nobody gonna get this. And a lot of people going in the movie talking about something like you said earlier. Be happy that he's black. You missed the boat. Listen to this. When Samson messed up, because what did he do? He messed up with the Most High, right? So the whole point is that when people do bad, that's when they're with blackness. He had all of the rest of the people in the movie as Mary and all that as white folks. But whenever somebody's doing something against the Most High, they got him as a black person.
And he died.
And he died. Y'all understand that?
Like
that
those movies y'all see with Negroes. Who the first one to die? The black man. So they said, okay, if we're going to pick somebody to be black, make it Samson.
Right.
Because that nigga got killed.
Y'all get the point?
Esau think he's slick. See, I know some of y'all still sleep. Y'all don't understand what we're bringing up.
Even though we explained it. I know
some of y'all going, I don't get it. I get Yes, Apari.
For those of us who are old enough to remember the original movie, the Bible, we all know that we're all Edomites in there.
That's right.
Talk about Psalm 64, being crafty.
Right.
Why they're coming out with this now when the younger generation is naive to the fact of who they are.
Right.
They try to put them more to sleep. Why? Because we're bringing out more of the truth. They're feeling the heat. So they had to come out with this production.
Now he picked that. He's waking up there. Some of y'all still sleep up here. Go ahead, Apari.
And because of the fact that Obama, so-called black president, okay, and everything is racism is supposedly over, they sprinkle a couple of our people in there, okay, to say, you know what, you see, God loves everybody.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because guess what? Guess who they say the successor of the Pope might be? A black guy. Then they made a black man the head of the Southern Christian, remember we saw it a couple of months ago? Southern Baptist Church, and put a black man. Then racism broke out on campus, the nigga ran. So Esau is very crafty. Esau is very slick. They sprinkle, like the part of them says, sprinkle some coons, colored coons around to black angel. Look, we got a black angel, and Samson is black. You Negroes should be happy. But like a part of them said, it's only coming out now. I'm gonna tell you, he said it. He said it. It's only coming out now because the truth is going in the earth. See, a lot of you think y'all don't realize the effect the Israelites are having on society.
This movement is not insignificant.
Damage control, right?
Damage control.
Now, can we get the image of from the unknown catacombs? Like I said earlier, there were never any Caucasian images of any Israelites in the Bible prior to 1453, which was the beginning of the Renaissance era. Now let's look at the unknown catacombs. There's a book called The Unknown Catacombs. That book right there, by Antonio Ferrua. He went throughout Rome into the catacombs and took photos of what he saw on the walls. Right here. Here's a picture done in the late 1300s, early 1400s of Samson fighting the lion. Look at him. Look at his skin color compared to his clothes. Black.
I gotta say something.
All the ancient archaeologists always been of the Israelites black.
I got to say something because I'm not confident that y'all all caught the point about the movie that we just saw, the piece of the movie. The point that I was making is that if you're going to have Samson as a, when you read in the scriptures, have you ever read of anybody turning black because of what they did against the Most High? No. Talk to me. No. Nobody. So if Samson was black, what is the rest of the nation of Israel supposed to be? Black. So why the hell did these bastards put him as black then? That's the proof of what I'm saying. Yeah, I call them bastards. The Most High call them bastards in the Bible. Zechariah 9:6.
You're right.
And you notice how they conveniently didn't show a part where Samson was killing all those people. If they stuck to their thing and they would have white people, it would have been showing him killing thousands of white people.
Right. Go to the next photo.
This is the reason why he maintains a dominant control over the media. Because his hope is to offset anything that goes against the quote-unquote status quo. Anything that they pushed in their educational system or whatever, in religion and everything, their media supports it. So if there's any voice that's going to speak against that, he wants to make sure that he has the bigger voice with his media.
Yep.
You understand? That's the purpose of these movies. It's that flood that we're reading about in Revelation.
We're going to read it right now. Let's read that, about that flood. Revelation 12 and 15. Let's read about this thing. Revelation 12. Now, like Deacon Ithon said, that's damage control. Put a black Samson. Why? Because the truth is coming out in this earth. It's all on YouTube. That's why them Edomites did videos saying we got to shut the Israelites down. That's why for the past 5 months there was a campaign to shut down every Israelite YouTube page out there. Ours was getting hit we couldn't put nothing up. We put videos up with no audio just to test, and they shut us down. Just the logo went up, they shut us down.
Y'all remember that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you.
Yes, sir. Watch this, Revelation 12:15. Yeah, Bezalel.
And YouTube went against their own privacy policies with that. Like that was like they broke their own rules to get us off.
Exactly. So, like Bezalel said earlier, these Edomites will pump. Like I said, Joel Osteen and all them white ministers are affiliated with. You had black ministers like that effeminate boy you saw put their money behind that thing. We come together to do one little how long was that video?
3 minute.
3 minute video. We caught flack. Oh, you guys are over the top. What are you doing? From fellow Israelites. Yep. Haters. Envy, crabs in a barrel. You know how many black actors could get together and do a movie better than that one that they're about to put out and have the real characters as black? But no, oh no. They're gonna say, we gonna get fired if we do that. Go ahead, what you gonna say? Go back to Revelation 12:15.
The moment passed.
Who's got it? Come on.
Revelation 12 verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Let's examine that verse right there. And the serpent. Get verse 1 so we can find out about this serpent. Not verse 1. Is it verse 1? Verse 3. Verse 3 talks about the serpent. Read
verse 3. Revelation 12 verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
So this great red dragon represents who? Kala. Who is this great red dragon? Like I always tell y'all, if you have never read the Old Testament, you will never understand the book of Revelation. You're on.
The great red dragon is Esau, the white man.
How do you know that?
Genesis 25:25.
What does it say? Paraphrase.
It says that the first one came out red like a hairy garment.
Right, very good. So this great red dragon is a metaphor for the nation of Esau, Edom. Edom means what? Red. So this great red dragon, get me Job 30, I think it is the last verse. Is it 29? Thank you, read that for me. Here's a precept for dragon, because somebody might go, it says dragon there, it doesn't say man. People are dumb.
Job 30 verse 29. I am a brother to dragons.
Read it again.
I am a brother to dragons.
Read it again.
I am a brother to dragons.
You heard what Job said? I am a brother to dragons. Meaning wicked men. That's what it means. That's what it's making reference to. So when we go to Revelation 12, and it said the great red dragon, is talking about Esau, the wicked nation of Edom. That's what it's talking about. Let's go back to Revelation 12:15 again.
Revelation 12 verse 15. And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman.
Now, I'm going to jump the flood just for a second. The woman, help me. The woman. Dan, the woman.
That's saying to the nation of Israel.
What makes you say that?
Jeremiah 6:2, I believe.
Very good. Let's get that. Read that. Jeremiah 6:2. These are precepts to understand the woman.
Jeremiah 6 verse 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
Y'all see that? So God compares the daughter of Zion, which is Israel, as a beautiful and comely woman. Okay, now go back to Revelation 12. We want verse 1 and 2.
Revelation 12 verse 1 and 2. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven. A woman. This woman represents Jeremiah 6 verse 2. God compares us to a beautiful and delicate woman. Read. A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
Watch this.
And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
So if you didn't understand, that last precept should give you a hint. A crown of 12 stars, which represent what, Uriel? The 12 stars?
12 tribes.
Right. Israel, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You don't got to be a rocket scientist for a lot of this here. Go back to verse 15.
Revelation 12 verse 15.
So let's walk through this slow. Go ahead.
And the serpent.
And the serpent, meaning who? Esau, the white man. Go ahead.
Cast out of his mouth water as...
Stop. Water as a flood. Water as a flood. Water as a flood. Get Hebrews, write this down. Hebrews 13 verse 9. Read it again, Isaac.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
So water came out of this dragon's mouth to carry the woman, carry Israel away. Let's see what this carrying away represents with this water.
Hebrews 13 verse 9. Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
Be not, the terms that went out of there, carried about. Be not carried about with what?
With divers and strange doctrines.
With divers and strange doctrines. Was that it?
No, there's more. For it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats which have not profited them that have been occupied therein.
I just want the top, Isaac. The bottom does not apply to what we're reading. Okay. Read the top of that again.
Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
So now, when we go back to Revelation 12 and 15 again.
And the serpent cast...
And the serpent, which is the white man, go ahead.
Cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman.
After the woman, after the 12 tribes of Israel.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
So this serpent shot water out of his mouth. Now we didn't explain the mouth yet. What is this white man's mouth? Elior, explain mouth. Let's get the root understanding of what your mouth does.
Well, the white man's mouth is his media, his television, his radio.
Why did you say that? Let's understand the mouth first before you say that.
Okay.
Explain mouth.
Well, your mouth is a tool where everything that
tool to do what?
To teach.
Give me another word.
To talk. Okay.
Talk. Communicate.
Communicate. Yes.
Communicate. So the white man communicates through his media. That's his newspapers. That's his TV shows. That's his movies. That's his music. What else? Anything that wherein a thought is translated, that's his mouth. Read it again, Isaac.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood.
Stop. So out of the white man's mouth, meaning out of his media, he cast out waters. The waters represent what? Doctrines. Lies. To make it simple, lies out of his mouth. And the reason is what? Read on.
After the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
So his purpose, according to God, is to carry the 12 tribes of Israel away. Carry us away into what? His lies. His lies. That's why the black man that they had, oh, his spirit, Samson's spirit man. The real Samson is his spirit man. I'm like, what the hell? All that is purposely orchestrated, purposely done. And you'll get dumb Negro church folks clap, whoa, yeah, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Jesus on my mind. And you don't understand nothing, nothing. How is Samson black and everybody else, all his descendants, ancestors, kinsmen is white? Ain't no daggone sense. They can never explain that. But like we said earlier, this is damage control. Damage control because of what? The Israelites. The Israelites. It's only because the Spirit of God is coming through us teaching this word. Not just this camp, but all the other camps out there. You can't escape this truth. Esau, there's too many questions. Go back to verse 16, verse 15 and 16. Read from 15 again.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman.
So this serpent, the so-called white man, cast lies out of his mouth through his media. After the 12 tribes of Israel, go ahead.
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
That he might cause the 12 tribes of Israel to be carried away in lies. Go ahead.
And the earth helped the woman.
And the earth helped the woman. The earth helped the woman. Get Psalms, was it 85:11?
Psalms 85 verse 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth.
You see that? The Bible prophesies truth shall spring out of the earth. The earth first and foremost is the Bible. Now behind that, if you want to add archaeology and all, that's fine. But the first and foremost thing is this Bible. Okay? I'll give you an example. Get me 1 Maccabees 3:48 in the Apocrypha to show you how the earth helped the woman.
1 Maccabees 3 verse 48. And laid open the book of the Lord, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So the heathen took our records, the Bible, and sought to paint the likeness of their images in our book, proving to you that the people of the book were people of color, black people. Because guess what? Who was the people that stole our records in the book of Maccabees? The Greeks. If the Israelites were so-called white people like you see in Israel today, why would they need to paint their images in there? Because they say, oh, the people in the book is white, we white too, we ain't got to do nothing.
Exactly.
See how elementary that thing is? So they had to change everything.
That shows you the trickery and the psychology games that they've played on us, because it seems like they have destroyed our process of common sense. We hear things like this and the brain cells still don't pick up. If he's going to go into the Bible and put his images in there, that should tell you that his images don't belong in there.
That's right.
So what images were in there? Black people.
That's right.
I gotta say it that way, because if I say people of color, they're gonna think I'm talking about some rainbow
right.
somewhere.
You're absolutely right.
I gotta say black people.
So Chinese people?
Right. Black people, niggas, so you can understand. I gotta say it that way.
Let's get some more on the earth help the woman. Song of Solomon 1:5. Let's get that. Song of Solomon. King Solomon, son of David, forefather of Jesus the Christ.
It's me, man.
You gotta say forefather of Jesus the Christ.
There you go.
Let's see what he says. Song of Solomon 1:5. This is the earth helped the woman.
Song of Solomon 1 verse 5. I am black, but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
So just that one verse right there. Because a lot of times we take things for granted. A lot of y'all, we know that verse, oh, it's nothing. You don't realize the impact that one verse has on our people who don't know. They're like, what? That's in the Bible? And guess what? They take that back to their ministers. Their ministers take it back to whoever they fellowship with. And then now Hollywood got to sit back. We need damage control.
100%.
Let's get some more. Give me Job, the prophet Job, another forefather. Job 30:30.
I gotta say this. Y'all gotta understand the deepness of how this beast works. I want you to read that scripture, but I gotta say this. Every once in a while we talk about movies. Are y'all listening? I need y'all to pay attention. Every once in a while we talk about different movies that come out. And some of us, we make the point that these movies are not out here. Understand this. The movies that they produce in Hollywood and all that, none of them were meant to actually entertain you. The white man don't give a damn about entertaining you at all. He don't give a damn if you drop dead. He ain't if he's trying to rob you and exploit you, what the hell make you think he's trying to entertain you? He's not interested in entertaining you at all. His whole reason for putting out these movies is to test, to see where your mind is at. Listen to me well. He puts these movies out there to see where the people's thinking is. He tests the reaction of the people. Once he found out that the people are thinking one way as opposed to another way, then he goes back in his think chambers and say, you know what? We need to put a little bit of more work in this area to put them back on target. It's like the Adjustment Bureau that we talked about. If we as a people become into thinking too much, then they have to do things to come to dumb us down, so to speak. You understand? So they would tweak the educational system, they would tweak their books, they would tweak the history to put you back in the realm of stupidity.
I'm gonna give him an example.
Do y'all understand what I'm saying, or is that too deep?
You went kind of deep on it, but I'm gonna help them out a little.
Help him out.
That movie Django, we all like that movie. But what was the problem with that movie Django? That Esau sat down, like he said, in their think tank, and said, you know what? We need damage control. People was mad at us white folks. Let's have a movie with black people getting their own, shooting up white people. But we need a catch-22 in the movie. Who knows what it was? Yeah, Ramaya.
It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the white man.
It could have never happened if it was not for the white man. How many of y'all saw the movie? Remember Dr. King Schultz?
The nice white man.
The nice white man. Django was nothing without the white man. That's the subliminal, did I say that? I messed up the word. Subliminal message. He couldn't shoot without the white man.
I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna show you how subliminal the message was. That a lot of y'all fell in love with the white man.
Yeah. Say it again. It went over there.
I know. Listen, they ain't fooling me. I know they looked at that and they said, "Damn, the cracker got killed."
Yep.
And they didn't like that damn thing. Y'all didn't like that thing.
They was wiping. They had the tissue out. Dr. King.
He was such a good white man. He helped the black man get his revenge.
Yeah, I was talking to Officer Malachi. I said, then the movie could have been better. He could have killed the white man who trained him.
If they would have did that, Negroes would have had a heart attack. He would turn and say, "Yeah, now thank you for helping me find these people that did this." Now, boom, and blow him away.
But yeah, that's enough.
They would have just said he was ungrateful.
Right.
Yeah. Ungrateful.
Exactly.
So, can we read Psalms?
Negroes with a ball.
Psalms. Job 30 and 30 about how the earth helped the woman.
Job 30 verse 30. My skin is black upon me.
You hear what the prophet Job said? My skin. Because somebody go, oh, that's his condition. He said my skin. You dummies. Because you be on the street, you read that. Our people the first one to yell out that's his condition.
Right.
And he's telling you my skin. Like we can't read. This is 2013.
Right.
Eyes can read now, master. I don't need you to interpret for me no more.
But I'm gonna go a step deeper. We're gonna go a lot of steps deep during this class because we realize that the mind of the Negro has been in serious peril. Okay. They would read what you just read out of Job. My skin is black upon me. That's crystal clear, easy to understand, don't take a lot of thinking. And then they still have a problem, but it might not mean that he's black.
Exactly. Remind me, we're going to hit Isaiah 13 in a minute. Give me that next scripture we called. What was the next scripture? Did I say? Lamentations 4 and 8. Get that. Earth helped the woman. We still on that. The earth helped the woman. How? The earth represents this Bible, okay? The Spirit of Christ that's in this Bible. Now y'all stop remembers his point. Okay, pause. Let's go.
I had to think about it. The reason why I was saying all that because we would read Job 30 and 30, and the words are there. But when you go to Revelation, you don't read nothing about Christ looking white at all. But yet we still talking about, oh, he's Jesus. We still say Mel Gibson is Jesus. That was the point. Okay.
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ.
That thing.
Negroes in the damn theater crying.
Yeah. Lamentations 4 and 8. Come on.
Lamentations 4 verse 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal.
Their appearance is blacker than a coal. Give me Jeremiah 14:2.
Their appearance.
You want to know? The Most High God is a mastermind. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Could Mel Gibson appearance be blacker than coal? Sometimes you gotta go deep. Read it again. What's the scripture? This Lamentations 4 and 8. Read it again. See, you just can't ramble past the words. You gotta realize that the damage is deep.
It's deep damage.
That damage is deep. Come on, Joshua, you know that. The damage is deep. You just can't gloss over it one time. You gotta mop that floor hard. Huh? Come on, read it again.
Their visage is blacker.
What does the word visage mean? So you gotta go deep.
Their face.
Now, how in the hell could Mel Gibson have a black face? Huh? Read it again.
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
The Jews' faces are blacker than coal. So how in the world is Mel Gibson gonna get up there and say he's Christ and nobody so-called black say nothing? But yet when you read Job 30 and 30, all of a sudden he has to go and discuss it with somebody.
Right. Now get Jeremiah 14 too, about the tribe of Judah.
Jeremiah 14 verse 2.
And you had a knucklehead in Boston say you can't say the Jews is black. Can we read Jeremiah 14 too?
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
Black unto what color is the ground?
Well, God said it.
Different shades of brown. The deeper you dig, the darker it gets. God tells you what Judah looked like. Then you got a knucklehead. No, you can't teach that. That's racist. Shut up, you idiot.
I'm sorry, I gotta do it again. I gotta do it again. Y'all wanna hear some racism out the Bible? Yes. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Give me Genesis 25:25. I'm just that one line. That's all I need. Genesis 25:25. Just the one line. I ain't gonna be long. Just a minute. Not even a minute. A couple of seconds. Listen. Come on. Genesis 25:25.
Genesis 25 verse 25. And the first came out red.
Stop. Why would God point out this baby's color? I don't think y'all heard me on that. Why would God cause this baby's color to be mentioned? Because he's racist. That's why he's telling you. He said, I'm letting you know I'm bringing in a new race. That's what he's saying. Read it again.
And the first came out red.
No, he came out psychedelic.
Came out red.
He came out all colors.
Came out red.
He came out clear.
Came out red.
God wants you to know who he is. That's why he's telling you what he looked like.
Exactly. Now, in case, because you get some people that try to be clever with their study of the English language, and some of them will confound you. Because we speak Ebonics, as they say. They try to say your English is not very good. Your vernacular is horrible. So then they try to confuse you to say, where it says Judah's black into the ground, it don't mean that. Job, my skin is black, it don't mean that. Then they say Solomon, don't look what he say, I am black, doesn't mean that. Let's get Acts 21. I'm sure how God is. The Most High says, you know what? The white man might be 10 steps ahead of my people, but I'm a light years ahead of the white man. Is it Acts 21? You know what I want.
21 and 37.
And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Art not thou that Egyptian which before these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness, 4,000 men that were murderers?
So this dude thought Paul was that Egyptian. Aren't you that African? Not because Egypt, in case you don't know, it's a word, is it geography? Is that the word? You don't know geography. Egypt is in Africa. Go ahead.
But Paul said, I am a man, which am a Jew of
He's telling you what the Jews look like. Yes, the Jews look like Africans. So the Most High said, I got them in a trick, but can we get Paul, please? Please don't mess this up.
While are you getting that, somebody get the Bible dictionary, please. Let's keep the topic hot. Let's get the Bible dictionary. Come on. Who's got it? Somebody. Come on with it. Give me Ham out that Bible thing.
Look right here. This is from the book Russian Icons. Old ancient pictures of Peter and Paul. Look at them. Look at them. Get a white boy out of that. Every painting of Peter and Paul prior to 1453 was done of black.
Now,
give me the next one. Give me some more. Wait a
minute. Let's stay on Paul for just a second.
Right,
I ain't done with him yet.
All right.
You just read out of that Bible, right? Y'all with me? That Paul was that they called Paul an Egyptian. Can I get a witness? Okay. Now let's read that thing.
Bible dictionary. Ham.
Let's see what the white man knows.
Ham, the youngest son of Noah.
Come on.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
He became the what? The father of the what?
Of the dark races.
Of the Africans. That's what he's getting ready to tell you. The dark people that came out of Ham. Listen.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Meaning that the Negroes come out of the tribe of, come out of the nation of Israel. That's what he's saying. Read.
Not the Negroes, but
now he's going to name the people that came out of the dark man Ham.
But the Egyptians,
which Paul looked like one of them. Y'all get that? Huh, you ain't got to go no further. Once you read Egypt, and that Egyptians came out of the Ham, the black man Ham, and then he said that Paul was mistaken for one of them. What Paul looked like? Come on!
And these are basics. So right now, because a lot of you know that, y'all take it as nothing.
That's the reason why I went over it again, because I know a lot of y'all know, but you still have to have it drilled.
That scripture is a bomb in society. Can you imagine going on a major 2020 talk show and read that?
Now the reason why I did that is because we were talking about how this man do the Jedi mind trick on you. Tell you that you don't see what you're not really reading what you're reading.
Right.
But here you got the Bible saying that Paul looked like an Egyptian. Then you're gonna get the white man's records that tell you that the Egyptians are black. What's left?
Exactly. I hope y'all understand that. So Hollywood, like Bezalel said, phone calls are made every day about the Israelites. Every day. Now they sat down in their think tank, they did a movie, they said, let's make Samson black. Oh, I didn't show you John the Baptist. John the Baptist is a white boy with dreadlocks. I had to laugh when I saw that thing.
I just emailed an image of Nefertiti being black.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, zoom in on the right. See the image right there on the right?
Right, y'all see the Egyptian woman on the right, Nefertiti?
Look at Adam and Eve.
You can't zoom in, Amon, to the right?
No, they mess with Adam and Eve. It's all touched up. I want that black one that Paul looked like.
That one right there.
That jet black Nubian right there. She as black as the background. The hell is that? She's dead. Her shadow's made of tar. The hell is this? But Paul was mistaken for one of these people. So the Most High got it all covered in the Bible. Because if you let Esau do that Jedi mind trick on you, that doesn't mean that. You go to Acts, what they gonna say now? Right. What are they gonna say now? Let's get some more. Give me Daniel 7:9 about the Most High. Daniel 7:9. Let's see what God. Somebody might get stupid. Ain't no mention this color in there, but it's gonna mention something else. You're right. It don't mention God's color, but it does mention something else. And by mentioning this something else, it's gonna tell you its color.
Daniel 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
So Daniel saw in a vision all the kingdoms on earth cast down in World War III. The Valley of Jehoshaphat. Read.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
And he said the Ancient of Days, having no beginning of days, no end of days, did sit. If he sees him sitting, you gotta have a body to sit down, right? Because dummies say God don't got a body, but Daniel says he's sitting. Go ahead.
Whose garment?
What? His what?
Whose garment?
And if he had a garment on, he has a what? A body. For these dumb Christians that say God don't have a body.
So what do they mean the Bible don't talk about images? You have to imagine what you're reading.
Exactly. Tell the clowns in Boston that. Go ahead.
Whose garment was white as snow.
And it wasn't a sheet. He had a bad garment. Go ahead.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Wait,
read that again.
If he had a head, he had a body. If he had a head, he had a body.
Read that precept again.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
And when you look up in old dictionaries, listen good, type in woolly or wool. You got it? Pull it out. You got to get them old dictionaries, not the newfangled dictionaries. 1913 dictionaries, 1880 dictionaries. We're going to look up this word woolly, like the pure wool, see what it says.
Got it.
You got it? Read it to him. Read it. Now, he got it right here.
It says wool. Definition B. Having hair resembling wool applied especially to Negroes.
You heard
Woolly
that?
haired or headed.
Y'all heard that? Hair of Negroes. That's the word woolly was always used for black people back in the day. Before the black woman got hip to perms and all that foolishness. I got the perm, I don't like this pure wool.
They told her that the wool was no good. That's what happened.
Well, God got woolly. You wait till the Lord come. Fashion's gonna change. Let a woman talk about a perm. She'll get her head cut off. I want to perm my hair. What was you showing us, Bezalel? Oh, yeah, wool. like the sheep on the left-hand side there. So this all goes with what we read, and I don't want to forget the thought. Who remembers why we're going to all these different precepts?
Because of Revelation 12:16, the earth helped the woman.
Thank you. That's why. The earth helped Israel. This earth, starting with this Bible, helped us. We can read now. The earth is helping us.
Did it not, hold it, because you got to ask the question. Did it not help us?
Yes.
Did it not show us who we are?
Yes.
Did it not bring truth? Did it not bring truth to the lies that were out here? Yes. That's when it said, when you finish reading that, it says that the earth swallowed up, opened her mouth and swallowed it up, swallowed up the lies.
Back to Revelation 12. We're going to get to Esther in a moment. I didn't forget. Revelation 12. What verse was that, Isaac?
Verse 16.
Verse 16. Pay close attention.
And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
So what is swallowing up the lies that came out of from the dragon's media? Mike.
His Bible.
The Bible. This book swallows up every lie out there. That's why, I don't know if y'all noticed it, there's a campaign to get rid of the Bible. They want to get rid of the King James Bible. They said, let's use new revised Bibles. They took all mention of black out of it. Everything's out of that.
I don't think they fully understand what you just said about this thing swallowed up the lies. Can you imagine how we would be if this Bible wasn't here? I wouldn't want to know. I really would not want to know. Could you imagine, just imagine if we didn't have any of this at all. Imagine where would we be? Where would our children be?
Exactly. Now, Isaiah 13.
I don't think they're not thinking on that. It might take you a few minutes just to meditate on that statement.
I know a lot of us in here, we still stuck on that low self-esteem. We really don't see our importance. Like we read in Psalm 64, it says how the wicked shot arrows at the what? What was the word used? Perfect. The perfect. And a lot of you right now, you read that word perfect and said, that's not us. That's not us. That is us. Because guess what Romans 8 says? Can we read Romans 8 real quick? I'm going to show you why it says we're perfect. Why God calls us perfect when we repent. Is it Romans 8:1 I want? Is that it? I'm just shooting from the hip. Isaac, read that. Romans 8:1.
Romans 8 verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit.
That's why Psalms called us the perfect. When you repent of your sins as Israel, there is therefore now no condemnation. None. Most I look and say, what are you shooting at my people for? They're perfect before me. Why? Because of the sacrifice of Christ. That's what makes us perfect in the eyesight of the Lord. Now give me Isaiah 13:1.
Isaiah 13 verse 1.
Listen good.
The burden of Babylon.
What is Babylon? America. Read.
Which Isaiah...
Wait, you know, because you get dummies that say Babylon is Iraq. But guess what? To let you know this metaphor, is there any nation today currently named Babylon? Huh? No. Even ancient Babylon has been renamed Iraq. Letting you know in the spirit this Babylon's talking about someplace else.
I'm going to do better than that.
Come on.
I'm going to do better than that because the elder said something in the beginning of the class, in the very beginning, to let you know that this Babylon is not talking about that Babylon over there. Let's see who remembers. In the very beginning of the class, let's test the retention in our minds. It's Officer Solomon. How do we know? Come on with it.
You made reference to Revelation 17:5 when America is called Mystery Babylon the Great.
See, that's my man. Yeah, that's my man. That's my man. He's in the spirit. He's in the spirit. What is mysterious about ancient Babylon? Talk to me. Everybody knows where that's at. All you got to do is open up a book and they'll tell you where it's at.
Right.
Come on, I can't hear you. Everybody knows where ancient Babylon is, so there's no mystery to that.
The mystery is that the United States of America is Babylon. And the first thing that comes, the reason it's a mystery, Because this man, our enemy, feeds us, educates us, clothes us. He does everything for us. And our people say, he's good to us. But are you kidding me? You inherit $1 million. I give you a quarter of your money and say, here's some welfare. You look at me like I'm God. I'm so great. But meanwhile, I got your $1 million. I'm the devil the Bible speaks of.
This mystery thing, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. This whole thing about Babylon being the mystery Babylon over there in the east, when I first heard the preacher say that, I was standing at the television like, this man is crazy as hell. How in the world is he gonna say that the ancient Babylon is the Babylon that the Most High is talking about in the Bible, Babylon the Great? Could somebody please, just one scripture, give me Revelation 11 and 8, please. Revelation 11 and 8. Because I had understanding of this scripture when I heard this preacher speak this. He's trying to tell people that Babylon the Great is ancient Babylon.
Iraq.
Iraq, that's what I meant. He tried to say it was Iraq. That was the word. Trying to say it was Iraq. Somebody read that, please.
Revelation 11 verse 8.
I want y'all to listen. Come on.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city.
And the Israelites shall lie, the dry bones, so you can understand. I'm putting this precepts together so you don't have to work your brain up too much. And the dead bodies, the Israelites, the dead bones shall lie in this valley of death called America. Come on.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Listen, this great city, Babylon the Great, is a spiritual Sodom. Is a spiritual Sodom. America is homosexual heaven and lesbian paradise. This is it right here. Come on.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
And it is also a spiritual Egypt. This is not the actual Sodom and Gomorrah, is it? But it has the spirits of Sodom and Gomorrah right here. That's right. And this is not the spiritual this is not the actual Egypt, but it has the traits of Egypt. What is the traits of Egypt that America has? Besides the dollar bills and the symbols and all that, what is the main one? Ruben.
Israel was made slavery in Egypt. So we was made slavery in America too. That's why it's called spiritually called Egypt.
Do y'all understand that? Because the Israelites were held in bondage here just like they were held in bondage in ancient Egypt. Y'all understand that? That's the reason why. So, if they were trying, this preacher was trying to say that Iraq is Babylon the Great, and then I'm reading that part in there where it says Sodom, I'm like, well, wait a minute. They execute homosexuals in public.
Right.
They don't practice that kind of business over there. They put them to death out in the open streets. Boom. They didn't want the American military mingling when they went over there too, because that's when I learned about it. When they had that war over there with Saddam Hussein and all that, when they went to send the troops over there, they said, listen, we want to keep your men on the base. We don't want them messing around with our people. They telling them that. They said, we don't want your military people mingling with the people in our town. Go, we don't like the way you conduct yourselves. That's what they were telling them. Y'all didn't even know that, did you? Who knows about that? Come on, talk to me, man. Give me some military experience. Don't let me sit up here and be just talking.
I was in Desert Storm, the first one.
See, now that's what I'm talking about. You got eyewitness accounts. Come on, drop it.
And as soon as we liberated Kuwait, they wanted the Marines and the troops out immediately.
You hear that?
They didn't want us to have nothing today. In fact, we would say, damn, we just liberated them, and that's how they're treating us. They wanted to give us Rolexes and everything and get us out.
See that?
All right, so what he's saying is actually true.
Okay.
It's confirmed.
See? All praises. Go ahead, brother.
All right, Isaiah 13 and 1 again.
Isaiah 13 verse 1. The burden of Babylon.
So now we understand about Babylon, that this Babylon that Isaiah is talking about is not Iraq. It's going to prove it as we read down.
Which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see.
So this is a vision. Go ahead.
Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain.
So Babylon is also the high mountain, meaning the highest government, the great government. Is Iraq the greatest government on planet Earth? No, when Iraq speak, people don't listen, they laugh. They walk out of the National Assembly when he won. What's that dude's name? Ahmadinejad? Whatever that dude's funny. People be walking out when he speaks. I don't give a damn. That's what I'm gonna call him. I don't give a damn.
I like that. That's his name. That's his new name. I don't give a damn.
Read that again.
Lift thee up a banner upon the high mountain.
So the banner is the Bible. So Isaiah sees a vision of Israel lifting up the Bible upon the greatest government in the world. Go ahead.
Exalt the voice unto them.
And the teachers are exalting the voice unto them. Go ahead.
Shake the hand.
When you shake the hand, what are you doing? You're reproving, you're correcting someone. Go ahead.
That they may go into the gates of the nobles.
That's what we're seeing now. People had to go to the gates of the nobles and say, listen, you have to face these Israelites. They're saying the people in the Bible is black. So they sat down in a think tank and said, we ain't got to face them yet. Just put Samson black, Archangel black.
Right, exactly.
That's what they do.
They're careful about how they react.
Exactly.
They don't want to go too rough because too many of you might wake up. So they got to be subtle.
Exactly.
Drop a little bit here. See how many people react. Oh, too much? Change it a little bit.
Exactly.
Tweak it. I'm telling you, that's how they get down, bro.
Right. And the spirit behind it all, when they put blacks here, certain movies and positions, it's all a spirit of what? I'm going like this for a reason. Unity. We could all come together. Anybody see the latest trend of movies like TV shows? You got Psych. You got damn, there's a lot of cop shows that popped in my head. I can't remember now.
Law and Order, Burn Order.
Not Law and Order. It's always a black and white theme. There's a white cop and there's a black cop. Always black, Django. Black guy, white guy. Ebony and ivory. All that is it's a smoke screen to deceive people. And people in the church will sit there and go, see, we can all get along. And we're going, no, we can't get along because they got a trick up their sleeve. And your grandmama's, baby, you too young. Just rest your brain, baby. What's wrong with you? Grandmama, they trying to kill us. You're just going crazy, baby. So now, read that again, verse 2.
Isaiah 13, verse 2. Lift thee up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
That they may make that phone call. That's what Bezalel was bringing up. That phone call about those Israelites. That's why even in Django, that's the first American movie where they showed the actual yoke of iron with the hooks on it. Other ones just have the collar. But this guy, Tarantino, said, you know what, let's make it more real. Why? He said, I heard these dudes on the street. They had some images and pictures. Let's use those. That's what they did.
Tarantino sat in a lot of those think tanks too. I don't know if y'all check out a lot of the movies that they make. A lot of the natural born killers. He was part of that.
Yeah.
That movie that we were talking about, y'all didn't know that. He was part of natural born killers. That man is not dumb.
So now, let's go. Let's get off that. We got a little bit more, just a little bit more time. We have 30 minutes. I'll give us 30 minutes. Go to Esther chapter 1. Damn. Esther chapter 1. Now, this history, right, Levi? This history of Esther, whose real name is what, Levi? What's her real name?
Hadassah.
Hadassah. Why they call her Esther, Levi?
Because of Easter.
Because of Easter. That was a Persian name for the goddess of fertility. They changed our names to fit into their societies. But her name, her real name, was Hadassah. Come on. Esther 1.
Esther chapter.
Actually, we're going to start in the Apocrypha chapter, because that's where it begins. Go to the Apocrypha. Esther chapter 11 is the beginning of the book of Esther. The book of Esther chapter 11 in the Apocrypha is the beginning of the history of Esther. That's where it begins.
Book of Esther chapter 11 verse 1. In the 4th year of the reign of Ptolemaeus and Cleopatra, Dositheus, who said he was a priest and Levite, and Ptolemaeus his son, brought this epistle of Purim, which they said was the same, and that Lysimachus, the son of Ptolemaeus, that was in Jerusalem, had interpreted it. In the 2nd year of the reign of Artaxerxes the Great, in the 1st day of the month Nisan, Mordecai, the son of Jairus, the son of Simei, the son of Kasai, of the tribe of Benjamin, had a dream, who was a Jew and dwelt in the city of Susa, a great man, being a servitor in the king's court. He was also one of the captives which Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, carried from Jerusalem with Jeconiah, king of Judea. And this was his dream. Behold, a noise of a tumult, with thunder and earthquakes, and uproar in the land. And behold, 2 great dragons came forth ready to fight, and their cry was great. And at their cry all nations were prepared to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon the earth. And the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evils, and were ready to perish. Then they cried unto God, and upon their cry, as it were from a little fountain, was made a great flood, even much water. The light and the sun rose up, and the lowly were exalted, and devoured the glorious. Now when Mordecai, who had seen this dream, and what God had determined to do, was awake, he bare this dream in mind, and until night by all means was desirous to know it.
So now, that's the beginning. Now let's go to Esther, the regular Esther, after Nehemiah. So it begins with a dream of 2 dragons fighting, and a little fountain became a flood and destroyed the dragons. By tomorrow evening, we're going to figure out what the dream means. We ain't going to figure it out today. Come on. Esther 1 and 1.
Esther chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, this is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over 127 provinces.
Because the Persian Empire was from Ethiopia unto Persia. Go ahead.
That in those days when the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in Shushan the palace.
Now you see what it says from India even unto Ethiopia. The Persian Empire was what race? Leon. Elam, India. That was their race. Go ahead. You know how some of you West Indians love them daggone East Indian girls? Leave them alone. But go ahead.
In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes of the provinces being before him. When he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace, where were white, green, and blue hangings, fastings with cords of fine linen and purple to silver rings and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold, the vessels being diverse one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. And the drinking was according to the law. None did compel, for so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house, that they should do according to every man's pleasure.
So there was a law in Persia where you could not compel anyone to drink. Go ahead.
Also Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the woman in the royal house which belonged to the king Ahasuerus. On the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuman, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abitha, Zethar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
Now this is why you need to, now Bezalel, can you, you, find me some, Abiel, find me some pictures of East Indian women. Because it said that she was beautiful to behold. I just want y'all to just take a look at how they dressed and how they looked. I just want y'all to see. Let's do a quick. They dress like, if you look at the belly dancers, they always had their stomach out. They dress scantily. Very provocative. Okay, there's some. Give me a good one. Because remember, he said, I want y'all to see my wife, Vashti. She bad to the bone. Bring Vashti down. Now, Vashti had to be bad if he's going to bring her before all the princes. Yeah. And you know what they do, like with Herod. What did Herod do?
Yeah,
paraded the was it the granddaughter?
Yeah, that was the daughter.
The daughter.
His daughter.
Was it her? His niece. Yeah. They like to flaunt the beauty, dance before the people. You West Indians in here, you leave them women alone. They all in your islands. Esther, you was reading.
Yes,
1 and 11.
Esther 1 verse 11. To bring Vashti, the queen, before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
So he wanted to show her off. Go ahead.
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains.
And y'all know in West Indians, y'all that know them good women, they rebellious as hell. A lot of them. I mean, I'll come nowhere now. That's how they be doing. And y'all like that stuff. They be popping you upside the head and all kind of stuff. Read that again.
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
He was mad and embarrassed. Go ahead.
Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment.
So the Persians had a council set up with men. They didn't sit around with dummies either. Men that knew times, judgments, and justice. Go ahead.
And the next unto him was Karshina, Shathar, Admatha, Tarshish, Meres, Marcina, and Memucan, the 7 princes of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom.
So they was always in front of the king. Go ahead.
What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law?
What shall we do to the queen Vashti according to the law, of course? Go ahead.
Because she hath not performed the commandment of the king Ahasuerus by the chamberlain.
She disrespected the king. Come on.
And Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus.
He's going to explain what he means by that. Go ahead.
For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes. When it shall be reported, the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath.
You see what's going on? So that council said, listen, your wife, your queen, did not just disrespect you. What she did affects all the men of Persia. Because when all the women hear that the queen disrespected the king, all our wives going to disrespect us. What you going to do now? Some of y'all going through that thing right now.
They were afraid of a feminist movement.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they were afraid of.
They said they're going to be rebellion in our homes.
Yep.
Go ahead.
We had a situation like that too.
Oh yeah. This situation came up in here.
You thinking like I'm thinking.
Our phone.
I was sitting back here thinking the same.
The our phone.
Exactly.
Verse 19. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes.
So this was a dual kingdom made up of Persia and Media. Go ahead.
That it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
Get rid of her. Divorce her. Lock her away. That was their counsel. They said because if word gets out that this happened, they said we got to fix it. Do this.
That's how real men.
Divorce her. Get rid of her. Get rid of that skank. She ain't right. She ain't good for nothing.
Right. He had to do that. Because if he didn't, he'll end up with this. He'll end up with America. That's what he'll end up with. He said, oh, hell no. I don't want
a damn feminist movement. That's what was going to go on. Go ahead.
And when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small.
Y'all see that? They said, if you do this thing, king, all the wives going to honor their husbands. So he said, you know what? Y'all right. Y'all right about this thing. Because he had to save face. Because they was waiting to see what he was going to do. Go ahead.
And the saying pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house.
Read that again, read that again, read it again.
That every man should bear rule in his own house.
Look at that, some of the brothers are scared. Read it again.
That every man should bear rule in his own house.
Now I'm going to show you, because y'all saying that's the East Indians. That ain't God. Give me that 1 Timothy 3:6 real quick. I'm going to show you that is. Persia had a kind of a very good understanding back then. Better than Negroes today. You scaredy cat brothers. She might leave me. Let her leave! You see how I got quiet? Is that right, brothers? Yeah, right.
The wives looking in the window.
Yeah.
They all look in the window.
No, you gotta sit down on the mic. Sit down on the mic. Now let your chat, now your time.
Come on, 1 Timothy 3:6.
1 Timothy 3, verse 5.
Verse 6.
Verse 6. Not a novice.
No, I'm sorry, maybe you was right. Was it 5? 5, thank you.
For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?
Do y'all hear that? If you can't rule your own house, you cannot take care of the church of God. You cannot be a leader in the Most High's army. You can't. You're too weak. You're too soft. You're too wet. But her stuff is good. So I'm sure Vashti's stuff was bad. He had to get rid of the hoe. He didn't care how good she looked. To be the queen, you had to be the top, best looking one out there.
But see, he had to have in his mind, he said, but I'm the one that picked the queens. He had to be a step above her. He said, well, you the queen, you bad and all that, but I'll get another one.
That's right.
That'd be better than you.
Now you got Beyonce singing that. You might not know about me.
Right.
What's that song she got?
Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable. What is it? The woman telling you she gonna replace your ass you behind.
See,
it's supposed to be the other way around.
He saw her all the way back then.
This whole world, this whole kingdom is upside down. You got men crying for women, falling on the ground. The hell is this? Let's go. Where we going now? Did I say where we going? Go back to Esther. No. Give me Ephesians 5:22. Is that what I want? Is it 5:22? There you go.
Wait. Hold it now. You gotta set it up. And I know ASAP over there working on something deep. He's quiet. He was too quiet, so I know he's dealing with something hard. What you got, brother? What is it?
Go ahead, ASAP. Bring it out.
Come on.
I heard the elder speaking about the woman being rebellious. And there was a story in Brooklyn last week about a Jamaican woman running her mouth to her husband, saying she ain't taking care of the house no more, she ain't doing no more chores, and telling him that they need to split up. The husband cut her head off. And told the cops when the cops got there I had to do it. She wouldn't stop running.
See, now, I didn't know he was going to read
They have her church friends saying what a good woman she was. But when you read the article, the people in the neighborhood tell you that she was telling him over and over, I'm not cleaning the house no more, I'm not taking care of this. You can go be with who you want, I'm going to go be with who I want. And the man cut her head off. The police said when they came there, her head was halfway off her body.
Damn. She was one of those church women talking about, now I'm married to Jesus. He said, okay, I'm going to kill you. I'm married to Jesus.
You gonna see him now.
Yeah, you're going to see Jesus right now. I'm going to introduce you to him.
Y'all go marry him.
We're going to marry him now.
Yeah, T.D. Jakes, woman thou art loosed. Her head was loosed, all right. Nah, I know we giggling, but we don't advocate killing nobody. No, don't send me no emails talking about you brothers want brothers to cut women's heads off. We ain't saying that. We just giggling.
Ephesians 5.
Where we at?
Ephesians 5 verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord.
See that? So this church woman, like I tell y'all, these church women, these Christian women, they despise that. What we just read, the few verses we read, they hate that thing. You go across the street to that church over there, it's like 90% woman in there. I guarantee you, you read that to them, they'll despise that thing. And tell her, one of them might say she'll beg to tell her husband, shut the hell up and move. Then he moved across the street. That's how it always is. Now let's go back to Esther. See, a lot of people say they're ready for the Bible. You ain't ready for the Bible. You sure you want the Bible? That's why on TV, when Israelites go on TV, they always say, don't read out the Bible. Talk with your words. There's a Montel Williams show. You got and I got. They told a brother he can hold the Bible, but he cannot open it and read no scripture from it. Wow.
They'll believe him.
We're going to have to bring that thing in. Where we at now, Isaac?
Verse 22. Chapter 1, verse 22, Esther.
Esther 1, verse 22.
For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, into every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people.
So they had this thing on lock. They said, listen, send this letter to... remember, he reigned from India to where? Ethiopia. He said, send this letter in every language, that every man bear rule in his own house. Because he knew it could be an uproar. Once, because gossip go far. Gossip can travel from India to Ethiopia like that. The queen disrespect the king, and them did nothing. All the women would lose their minds and do the same. There'd be a feminist movement.
That's the destruction of civilization.
There you go.
See, they say I went too far with that one. I'm telling you, once you allow a society to go into that direction, you have destroyed civilization. What do I mean by that? Because God made man to be the ruler of his house.
That's right.
That's the reason why. God made man to rule. Okay, you're supposed to rule your own country. You're supposed to rule your own world. God made it that way, and she's supposed to reflect your ideas. That's why she's called woman.
From man.
From man. That's the order that God made.
Can we get that? Give me that Corinthians. First Corinthians, I'm sorry. 11. First Corinthians 11.
Realize this is medicine. A lot of people looking up here like, damn, they male chauvinist.
How many brothers in here is not married? Raise your hand. Oh, wow. Oh, damn. Spin the camera around. Spin the camera around. All you single brothers. Because you're going to meet women. You're going to meet women. I'm going to tell y'all, Passover is going to be a lot of sisters there. But guess what? Just like y'all coming out of the world, these sisters going to come out of the world too. And they say, oh, I want me an Israelite man. He know the Bible too. But I don't know if I can really get down with all that. Wife, submit yourself. Let me test that nigga. I gotta test it. She gonna test you.
I gotta say something though. I gotta be careful how I say this. I want y'all to listen. Our women, listen good. Our women are looking for men to really show them how to be women. Do y'all understand what I'm saying by that? Because the white men have not taught them. This society got our women thinking that being a woman is showing her behind all over the place. Got our women looking up to white standards of beauty and all of that when they have completely lost themselves.
Yeah.
They're looking for some real man guidance to guide them to what God really made them. That's when you're gonna have a happy woman. When she comes to the point where she is fulfilling her role as a woman the way God made her. You understand? And only you brothers can show her that.
That's right.
Because the white man ain't gonna show her that. Where's she gonna learn it from? So y'all, I know it's taking a while for y'all to catch up to what I'm saying.
They'd rather the white man teach you, because a lot of you gonna catch up trying to teach a woman.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
Can you imagine some of these brothers telling their new wife, listen, be quiet, stop talking, shut up! You gonna come back all bruised up, scarred.
Now, I ain't talking about beating her up or nothing.
No,
right?
she gonna beat him up.
I'm not talking about nothing like that, but I'm saying, here's the point I'm saying. They really need men with some real wisdom in their heads. You understand? That's what they're really looking for. And when they really get to really meet that. What was that sister that made that song called You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman?
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin. That's an example of what I'm talking about. Come on, Khalil. You know what
I got one too.
Huh?
Angie Stone.
Right.
Black brother. And that thing was bad.
See?
What you gonna do
You
with
a woman that says you make me feel like a natural woman, that means she has fulfilled womanhood. Y'all, I'm going too deep.
You're going deep, brother. You're going deep.
All right. She wants to be a woman. Come on, ladies. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
She got to put on the boots, the hat.
She's angry and mad. She got to be the father and the mother at the same time. She's pissed off.
You see him on Jerry Springer all the time. And Maury Povich. Where we at?
1 Corinthians 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman.
Y'all hear that, brothers? You don't come, I know, but you thinking, but I was birthed from my mother. He's talking about the beginning, Adam and Eve. Read it again.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
From the beginning, woman came from man. She is the feminine side of you. Go ahead.
Neither was the man created for the woman.
Wait. See, now some of y'all perplexed. You think your purpose on earth was to serve her. That is not your purpose. Read that precept again.
Neither was the man created for the woman.
Read it again.
Neither was the man created for the woman.
Read it again.
Neither was the man created for the woman.
Come on.
But the woman for the man.
She was made to serve you. That's what God says. Some of y'all put your head down right now. I hope my wife don't look at me. Oh God, what am I doing when we leave from here? We're going to have a long, drawn-out conversation. She might smack me. Do you believe that, what that brother read from that Bible? Do you believe that? Dear, it's just words, dear. It's just words.
It's the interpretation.
It's your interpretation of it.
It doesn't mean that she's neglected, because a lot of people have twisted that up. It doesn't mean that she's neglected, because the due benevolence go on both sides. So it doesn't. But what it's saying is that her purpose is for her to reflect you and please you.
That's right.
And she's happy when she can do that. When she, I ain't got to go deep. If the maybe I do need to go deep.
I got to
listen to me. When she listen good. If you own the bank, y'all with me? If you own the bank, she would do everything to please you and be happy about it.
You got that right.
Oh, thank you.
Own the
She'd
bank.
be happy about it.
She wouldn't
and would
give you a
tell
lift.
all her friends. She would tell all her friends, him, I'm doing everything he wants me to do. And happy about it.
That's right.
And love to see a smile on his face.
And what he's saying is right. What he's saying is right. 100% right. Happy up.
As men, we're supposed to take care of the Lord's, what the Lord requires of us. And the women are supposed to take care of their Lord.
There you go. They didn't hear what you said. Say it again. They didn't hear that.
We have to take, as the men, we have to take care of what the Lord requires of us. We're supposed to take care of the Lord while the women take care of their Lord.
Did y'all hear that? Well, Now, where was we at?
Can I say something, Elder? Yeah, single brothers, y'all listen up, man. You know, a lot of y'all gonna marry sisters. I want y'all understand. Even in the truth, sisters ain't fully repented as yet. A lot of them gonna have that independent spirit when y'all just hook up, that rebellious spirit. You understand? So, even in that itself, it's gonna take time to fix. All right. So y'all don't think it's gonna be better roads if y'all go marry one of these sisters. You understand? They got demons just like you. You understand? All right.
Exactly. Now, where was we at?
But understand that and teach them.
Read it again.
Understand those things and teach them. All right.
Did we finish 1 Corinthians? No. Read it.
1 Corinthians 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head.
That was it, Isaac. Thank you. So now, that's what God says. Let's go back to Esther. Did we finish Esther 1 yet?
Yep.
What time is it? All right, we got 10 minutes. Esther chapter 2.
Chapter 2, verse 1. After these things, when the wrath of King Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti, and what she had done, and what was decreed against her. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, let there be fair young virgins sought for the king.
Go ahead.
And let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan the palace, to the house of the woman, unto the custody of Hezeki, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the woman, and let their things for purifications be given them.
Let me ask this question. Now, when they sought these virgins for this king, you think any of them was trying to run away?
No.
They were all happy. They were all fighting to be chosen.
Yep.
Why? Because the king was handling his business. I'm trying to make the point about earning the bank. His man is rolling deep in riches and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
All the women want to please him.
Right.
My point is when you brothers get yourselves together, your woman coming back to you, straight up. That's the point I'm making. As long as we had this boy mentality, that's the reason why they following who in their mind the real man.
The white
man.
I'm sure how
I'm
much
showing
they
you this is
follow the
not a laughing matter. This is showing you the destruction of our nation. And because we don't have our we don't have our mind together.
Can I give you an example of how they follow the white man? I'm gonna give an example with my wife. Now, y'all see these walls here? You see the walls? See the walls? Now imagine that. I'm gonna tell you this true story. True story. Before World Trade Center fell down. You imagine telling your wife, "Here's a tissue or a newspaper. I want you. All of these is mirrors, glass. Take this paper, hold this, and I want you to clean all these mirrors, these glasses, with that piece of paper." Can you imagine what the woman would say to you? What's she gonna say to you? Hell no! But the white man, boss of my wife, I'm going to the World Trade Center. I see her with a piece of paper like this. Everything is glass, and here she go. And I stood there for about 15 minutes at the top of the stairs looking down. I walked down the stairs. I said, "You have got to be kidding me. You are cleaning all." She got to clean all of it. I said, you gotta leave this job. Now that's servitude for you. That's some servitude. I said, what the hell is this? White man say it, they jump and they'll do it.
Yep.
That's some horror right there.
That's exactly right. You heard what he said? The last word is the word that I want y'all to catch. That's horror. Because that's supposed to be done for you without a problem. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Crazy. Where we at in Esther?
Verse 4. And let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so. Now in Shushan the palace there was a certain Jew, whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite, who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter.
So Mordecai was her what, in reality? He was her uncle. So you see how her name was Hadassah? And she was called Esther in the Persian captivity. Esther comes from Easter, which is the goddess of fertility. Ishtar. Okay, read on.
So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace, to the custody of Hezeki, that Esther was brought also unto the king's house, to the custody of Hezeki, keeper of the woman. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her the things for purification, with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens, which were meet to be given her, out of the king's house. And he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the woman.
So the Most High obviously put a spirit in there where this guy favored Esther to look after her, okay?
Esther had not showed her people nor her kindred, for Mordecai had charged her that she should not show it.
So Mordecai told Esther. So Esther obviously did not have a look where you could identify her race. So he told her, don't tell nobody you're an Israelite. Don't even say that. That was for a divine purpose that Mordecai understood. Esther might not have understood it, but Mordecai understood it in the spirit. So she had one of those kind of looks. You ever see some of those sisters, you really not sure what she is? You got to ask her. So Esther had a look like that. Go ahead.
And Mordecai walked every day before the court of the woman's house to know how Esther did and what should become of her. Now when every maid...
Wait, and let me say this. Because some people think some of sisters got that look because they mixed. That's not always the case. Esther was not mixed. Her family was of Benjamin. She had that look. The Most High got that spirit, that look on certain people. Yep. Everybody understand that? Oh, you mixed, that's why you look. That's not always the case. Go ahead. Yeah.
It just goes to show you today that we read this so far in history, so far back in history. The same way they hate black people back then is the same way they hate black people right now. Because all the black entertainers that have that look, they don't want to say what they are. They always say, I'm half this, I'm half that, I'm half... To this day, Mariah Carey won't say what she is. Exactly. There's a lot of artists in the industry who won't let the people who they entertain know their ethnicity. Because they know that they hate Negroes. So the same thing was going on with Esther. Okay, she had to conceal her identity. Because they would have been like, she's a nigga, get out of here.
Exactly. I'm going to give you another example. My wife worked at this. There was a modeling agency. I forgot Jiggets. I forgot the name of it. Something. Anyway, there's a Puerto Rican girl in there, and I'm sitting there, I'm listening, and they're telling her, they're looking at her resume and all that. They said, listen, you got to take Puerto Rican off of that. Put Spain. The clients do not want a Puerto Rican girl. You have to put from Spain. And I'm sitting there, I'm getting mad. I don't even know the truth. I said, why the hell is she going to do that? People hate the 12 tribes. They cannot stand us. Can't stand us. Got to put some other ethnicity in there.
It's called reproach.
Right.
It's the reproach. The name brings reproach, a bad reputation. So they say if you're associated with those people, then we don't want you around us.
Exactly. That's why, remember Naomi Campbell, they asked her what's her back. She said, I'm half Chinese, I'm half white, I'm half Greek, all kind of crap. Oh, that's a nigga, she lying. Look at them big feet she got.
Nigga, please. I say all of that just to let you men know that we got a big job. Okay, that shows you how serious this mission is. Okay, we got some real trouble and some damaged minds and hearts out there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because, is there any such thing as mixed?
No, there's no
Is there any mixed in the Bible?
None.
So the Negro is the one that will never ever say where they're from. I remember when I was growing up, certain Negroes used to say, I got white in my family, because they felt privileged. They were proud to announce that somewhere down the line, there's some white in their family. That's how the Negro mind thinks.
Exactly. Where we at?
Verse 12. Now when every maid's turn was come to go into King Ahasuerus.
Listen good, brothers.
After that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the woman.
You sisters listen good to this. Go ahead.
For so were the days of their purifications accomplished, to wit, 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the woman.
Oh me, oh my. So this sister was smelling lovely. These women smelled lovely. There was none of that. You know how you walk by some women, you gotta grab your nose real quick. That didn't go on back then. When they bathed, they knew the art of bathing. They put oil all in the water. Some of these women don't know. They just sprinkle some water hose on themselves. I'm clean. No, you're not.
Right. This again goes to the fact that we have been steered away from our Constitution. We've been steered away from our customs. This Bible is how we all supposed to live. I want y'all to listen to me. Stop laughing. I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying. This right here is showing you that we have been bamboozled away from our records, and we've been looking to the enemy for a way to live as a guidance. Our women looking up to cosmopolitan white folks, trying to figure out how to deal with a black man.
Right.
And black brothers is trying to look at the white woman on how to deal with this woman. No. The only thing that's going to connect the nation of Israel is this Bible. Get your head out of this white man's television. Get your head out of his ways of how to make love to your woman and all that garbage. Leave all that crap alone. The Bible tells you that we must have our minds retrained. Okay? Get out of his mess and find out how to deal with each other with this Bible. That's the reason why I was saying earlier how destroyed we would be. That's why I said I was saying that we don't really know how damaged we would be if this Bible wasn't here. This right here is literally going to fix the problem. All thing we have to do is put it in action.
Exactly.
Literally.
We're almost done. Read verse 12 again. One more again.
Verse 12. Now when every maid's turn was come to go into King Ahasuerus, after that she had been 12 months, according to the manner of the woman, for so were the days of their purifications accomplished, to wit 6 months with oil of myrrh, and 6 months with sweet odors, and with other things for the purifying of the woman.
Now let me add this. You know how some sisters will, I ain't talking about no one particular sister. You know how sisters will carry around lotion all the time? Because they ashy when they come out of the tub. There was no ashy women back then. You know why? Because in the water with those oils, I don't know how many of you ever try this. Sisters on the side over here. Sisters online. When you get into the tub, of course, number one, because under the tub you want to first get the dirt off, take a shower. Then get into the water, hot water, put some oil and myrrh, watch. Even try it with baby oil. You come out of the water, dry off, you will not be ashy. You will not need 1 inch of lotion on you. But that little basic thing, women are I'm ashy. I'm ashy, I'm just all messed up.
That's because they read these magazines.
And you know what else? What else also happen when you bathe in the oil? It also seep into your pores.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so for weeks you might use that same oil, but when you always meet that person, they always got that scent.
Right.
That scent coming out of their body, not their clothes, from their body, because when you read the scripture, it tell you 6 months they was bathed in oil. You understand? Before they meet the king. You understand? So when she can meet the king now, she gonna naturally got that beautiful scent on her body.
Right.
You understand? And they ain't gonna leave. You know, you ain't no funky scent, none of that. Even when she sweat, the sweat gonna be smelling like Frank and Myrrh.
I'm gonna get I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove it. Listen. I'm gonna prove what he just said. I'm gonna prove what he just said. Have y'all ever come in contact with somebody who's been smoking for many years?
Yeah.
And they're not even smoking. You never seen them smoke, but you smell it coming out of their pores.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay? They haven't touched a cigarette all week, but it's in their system now. Same thing.
Now, let me just say to add to that, some of these sisters, maybe not in here or online, but some women always want to know why their man don't want to kiss their feet. Your feet stink! If you oil your feet, get in the tub, the foot, the ash will go. He won't kiss my feet.
The scripture also teaches that have to be taught as well. You understand, among our women. You understand, we have to, that listen have to be taught. Sisters don't feel bad to talk to another sisters, you understand, to trying to get their smell or trying to get anything off us, because we like a family here, you understand? That scripture proves that have to be taught, you understand? I mean, like, you see me like, deacons, Malachi just explained. So it's a process, because we've been under Esau captivity so long. So we into perfume, we into things that is not good for your body. You understand? But the natural things, the Bible is proving to us what is the natural thing. So we can still smell good. You understand?
Exactly. Yes, Bezalel, we're going to close it out.
There's an example in Matthew with a woman that brought the precious ointments.
Right, exactly.
She had oils, so why she had those oils?
That's right.
She probably did the same thing.
Exactly. All right, tomorrow we're going to take up with Esther 2:13. We're going to end it now.